Hey guys, so I'm going to play with the illusioned ego of insecurity and just preface saying, in my perception, I look gross. So if you guys are thinking that, I know I'm hot and I've been like pouring water on my head to like keep myself cooled down and sitting in front of a fan and hang on one second. And then I've been picking at spots on my face and then of course my weight's always an insecurity. And then like any kind of like, I've got like sun marks that aren't looking great right now. And so I'm in the illusion of I look like a mess and I look gross. And if you guys are judging me, I'm judging me too. But that's all stuff for me to do my mental cleanup on. So I am going to quickly say, take all this, replace it with truth. I'm willing to allow what's real to take over. Clean it up for me, please. That's just a little quick moment of surrendering that. I'll do more actual in-depth mental cleanup on that later. But anyway, so I just got the prompt to turn my camera on, even though I'm looking like this right now. And just talk about, we'll see if anyone comes through for me to channel anything. But it was more so the prompt to just talk about how, and again, as always, these are messages and reminders for myself as this is a dream I'm making up. So with all that being said, excuse me, and of course there's a resistance to that. But with all that being said, just to talk about how my foot's getting tickled. So there's confirmation on what I'm about to say. Thank you. And what I said, like this is a dream I'm making up, but then also about what I'm about to say. Thank you. My right foot my left foot when my legs are crossed. So as much as now I do talk about this along with the mental cleanup, but I feel like because we focus so much on the mental cleanup and working on detachment and everything, that it's kind of almost like overlooked that I speak about this as well. So to focus on today, just how we are to embrace and fully face, my foot's getting tickled again, where we're playing pretend at what we're imagining, hallucinating, whatever you want to label this as. We're to embrace it and fully face it and feel it. And we are to be in a place of childlike wonder and awe and playfulness with it. Have fun with it, play with it. Like as much as, so I'll use birthday as an example because that's one of the most recent ones. As much as birthdays are a very strong form of distraction from what we actually truly are, at the same time, if it's feeling right and natural to play with it and have fun with it, absolutely. I celebrated my birthday in the way that I was able to on that day. Hang on one second. So I had fun with my birthday. I played around with it. I celebrated in the way that I was able to, even when it comes to, because I often talk about as well, the externals, the internal projected outward. So if we're bothered by anything or anyone from what we're seeing or hearing or feeling or whatever, it's opportunity to face it fully and go within and do the mental cleanup. At the same time, it is okay to utilize the illusion tool of boundaries if that illusion need arises. It's just also really important to remember what the truth is. So it's not a matter of, when I'm giving out these messages, it's never me saying like just ignore where you're at and you gotta just, none of this is real, so it doesn't matter. No, all of this is meaningless, as in it has no meaning until we give it as such. All of it is powerless, as in it has no power until we give it as such. It's not real, it's not even happening. So in that sense, it doesn't matter. With that being said, though, it does look and feel real right now. And even with myself, if I'm out and there's a need for my help for whatever reason, I try to help if I can. So we are to embrace where we're at. We are to have fun with it and be playful with it. And again, it's okay to utilize the illusion tool of boundaries and help where we can. It's just also when I help, if there's a space where I'm able to help, I just, instead of going into a place of looking at them with sadness or pity or heartbreak or looking at them as weak or a victim, I now really work on being in the perception of gratitude and saying thank you, not necessarily even out loud to them, but definitely within myself, saying thank you for playing the role that you're playing to allow me to be what I truly am within the illusion of opposition. So you allowed me to be kindness and loving and generous and caring and helpful within the illusion of opposition, and that's a beautiful gift. So thank you for doing that for me. instead of going poor you, or like poor this person, I feel bad for them, that's their situation's sad, it's heartbreaking. I mean, there might be some cases where I feel these things, but I really work on, like, once I fully feel and embrace that, I really work on refocusing, doing the mental cleanup, and being in a place of gratitude rather than pity. So that's kind of just what I'm really getting the prompt to share. Hang on one second again. But yeah, I'm just getting the prompt, and I'm feeling like slight tickling on my left side. I'm just getting the prompt again to just kind of give out the reminders that it's all here now. You know, it's just a matter of doing the self-work to let go of our illusion tools of blocks and resistance. It's not a matter of making something come to us that isn't already here. It's everything. All is here for us all now. And then it's also a matter of allowing it as under thy will rather than the ego want and need. Again, there's a resistance with that too, because I'm clinging to the ego want and need. I'm like, there's certain things that I want, when I want it, how I want it. And that's okay. And if I receive it like that, that's fine. It's just the matter of remembering, when we get an ego want and need fulfilled, that always comes with a drop down. Whereas when we work on operating under thy will and allowing what's truly here for all equally, and knowing that it is here and it's going to come online as long as I keep doing the work. And when it's the right timing, it's only now, but within the illusion of the right timing, you know, we receive when it's meant to, as it's meant to, letting go, detaching from how it's going to look and how it's going to work and when, and all of that stuff, and working on being at peace and happy and in joy and love, regardless of what's going on around us, where we're living, what material things we have. Technically, that's an easy place to be because it's our true state of being, but we're just playing pretend with being really stubborn that the illusion is what's real. And so, and because we're clinging on to the ego so much, my leg's getting tickled, thank you. Because we're clinging on to the illusion so much stubbornly, even though what we truly are isn't at all. It's a paradox. Starts to go into, I don't quite understand how it works, because it's not actually happening, and we can see that, but it looks and feels like it is. But yeah, I kind of went off a train of thought, and I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but I do know essentially what they're having me focus in on is, you know, again, it's okay if we do get the ego want need fulfilled. It's just that remembrance of the fact that when we operate from under thy will, we don't get that drop down. Things happen as they're meant to. We're working on the detachment from how and when it's going to look and work, and working to be at peace regardless of what's happening around us and what materials we have. Oh, right. Thank you. And that's what it was. You know, the ego's not going to like that. The ego's going to say, well, it's not right, or I shouldn't be happy and at peace regardless. Hang on one second. All right, let's see if I can get through this thought without interruption. So the ego is not going to like hearing that. It's going to say that, it needs the want and the need, right? That it's essential even to our survival. Or how can we actually ever be happy and at peace if I don't have these certain things? And not even going into excess stuff, just what humans would even consider for basic survival, you know? But the truth is, and again, it can all happen now. It doesn't have to be in layers. But this is where it is in layers for me right now. I'm playing it with its layers, that we have this work to do, because we do have everything here, and we really don't need to work and struggle and make money in order to have everything that we need. It is all here, and it can come to us in any form. And we can be happy and at peace regardless, because that is our true state of being. So it's technically easy to be in that space and to be that, because it is our true state of being. But because we're playing so stubbornly, imagining that we're being really stubborn with playing with illusion, it looks and feels like it can be difficult. But the more we put this work in, the easier it gets. So with all that being said, you know, embrace where we're playing at. Know that it's all here now. The more we put the work in, the easier it does get, until it is easy. Technically, it is always easy, because none of this is even real. Especially if it's not loving, it's definitely not real. And yeah, just have fun with it and be playful with it. Embrace where we're playing at. Whatever resists persists. Plus, we are to have fun with this. It's like a video game. It's not technically like, there's going to be people that have the belief that this is an actual literal video game that we're in. It's a very good metaphor analogy, metaphor, both. It's a good way to explain it, but it's not, we're not literally, you know, inside a computer. Everything is energy. Nothing's actually solid matter. And it's all just playful forms that it's playing pretend with, right? So in the sense that in the metaphor of it's like a video game, like have fun with it, you know, have fun with all of this and enjoy it and play around with it. Now it's not in the sense of, you know, we can just be a shit disturber and do whatever we want because this isn't real and it's like a video game. No, remember what's real is love, and love is kindness and generous and happiness and joy and non-judgment, and it's not painful, it's not attack, it's not bowling somebody over just because you're being yourself, it's not I get to do whatever I want just because I can. That's very much ego, which again technically that's not wrong because there is no wrong, but it's just because I've had people try try to come at me with that kind of stuff and say, well, you can't be talking like that because then it's telling people they can do whatever they want, and then it's going to be, I'm like, no, you need to actually hear what I'm saying. We're not to be shit disturbers. Are we to judge? No, but again, remember the utilizing the illusion tool of boundaries is okay. It's not a matter of I can just do whatever I want because I can, because this isn't real and it's all characters I'm making up and it's all just me. No, it's under thy will, I'm limitless, under what we truly are, which is that unconditional, unrestricted, non-judgmental, open, shared, equal love within compassionate neutrality. That's where our true limitlessness and power lies. You know, it's, yes, being playful with this and enjoying it while we're playing with it, but it's still not a matter of doing whatever you want when you want because you can, because that's still operating from a place of ego. Because operating from that place, I can do whatever I want because I can bring up surface the illusion of pain. Now, if we're operating from thy will, saying I can do whatever I want when I want because I can, in the sense of I am one with all, and all is playing as oneself is allowing, and it's playful and it's loving, and I'm doing it because we're all equal and we're all love and we're all one. It has to be from that space. That's where it's operating from. If it's under truth, that's different because it's not a level of attack. But if it's playing under that level of there's that potential for attack, that's not real, and that's not where I'm talking about. So, yeah, I just want to tune and see if anyone is saying anything. Hang on one sec. I always say hang on 1 second. It's not like you guys actually have to wait for me to like unpause this, but still I know that there's still like a little bit of a blip and you can see that it's been paused and unpaused. Okay, so I was just taking a breath and just trying to like still my mind a bit more, and blank my mind out a bit more, and I started getting flashes of Robin as Peter Pan and him in Hook and different scenes from Hook. And now I just got the scene where he's like with the Lost Boys and with the basketball, and he's like, play. But I was questioning it just because of how it was coming in, and I could feel I was blocking and it wasn't. So I was questioning if I was actually receiving this from him, even though I know we're one. But even I was questioning if I was receiving this from him or if it was just my own mind trying to find something. But then it was subtle, but I did feel a tickle on the bottom of my right foot. So I know that was him confirming, and I can feel like him giving me that visual and whatnot is, and him as Peter Pan, because it's again that metaphor of childlike wonder and awe and play. You know, embracing being the ageless, that like the fact that we're ageless, and within that agelessness is this, there is this level of childlike playfulness and innocence, and just embracing that and allowing ourself to be that and everyone else around us to be that, and then remembering everyone is ourself, we're a one self. So and then I can also feel I'm talking with this hand, but I can also feel there's a little bit of an effort I'm having to put into moving my arm, because I can feel it's, again, it's a bit on the subtle side, but it's enough that I'm like, okay, it's easier if I just rest my arm, because I can feel him holding onto my hand and my arm. And so it's like, you know, if someone's like holding on your hand or arm, and there's like the heaviness of their hand and arm, and so like lift up, there'd be weight there, so you'd have to use more effort. It's very much like that, and it's actually making my arm tired. So I'm like, I'm just okay, I just need to relax and let my arm just sit, and just let him hold my arm in my hand, because it's I talk a lot with my hands anyway. Yeah, so he's definitely holding on to my hand and my arm right now, so I appreciate that, because it's confirmation on what I'm seeing and receiving as well. I just got really shy. He's like right onto my right here, and he's like just being quiet, just smiling at me and listening and watching, which I know is what they're always doing, but still, it's like there's times where it just really starts to kick in more. Oh my God. Sorry, my root chakra just went off my tailbone. Again, it doesn't hurt, it feels good, but it just went off. And now my toes are being played with. Which I appreciate though, because it is confirmation on like this. I know it's physical confirmation what I'm like receiving and saying and stuff. So thank you, I appreciate that. But I'm also like all like shy and starstruck, and it's stupid. It's so stupid. Which I know that's a judgment. I know, but yeah. And now I'm starting to drool. Okay, I'm gonna stop now, because I'm just like I'm embarrassing myself. Again, that's a judgment, and I know there's the embarrassment isn't a thing, and I don't need to feel embarrassed, but still, I'm like yeah. All right. Judgment comment again, but I am such a dork. All right. I'm going to leave it there, because I'm just getting all gushy and stupid now. So, but yeah, thanks you guys for everything. Oh my God, I'm drooling. This is stupid. I have mental cleanup to do on that. I just immediately I go into this is so stupid. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so stupid. I got work to do, so I'm gonna go do that. But thank you guys for watching, for listening. I appreciate you all, and I hope, like I said, I know that these are all reminders for myself. And we're all one. You guys are me. I am you. I know that. With that being said, for whoever does come across this, I hope that you find this helpful. And thank you for watching, and for subscribing, and for just playing these roles, and for everything you are and do. Appreciate you. Love you. And as always, have a wonderful now.